Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good morning so far. I wanted to pop on here and talk about something that is normal for people. But I don't think people realize how normal it actually is, and that's change and how scary change is. How making a decision to do something completely different than what you've already been doing your whole life can be so terrifying that even if it is for a good thing, even if it is to be happier, to be healthier, to live a better life, change is still terrifying. And that is understandable. That is actually very important. That's part of what makes you you. That's part of how you've lived as long as you live. It's part of your fight or flight reflex is being afraid of change. When change comes about, you want to push it away because that's something new, that's something different. That is a reflex that you're gonna have, and that's understandable. And I see this all the time, especially with our business and the way that we're helping people make changes and trying to inspire people to make those changes. You see it constantly. You see even people, myself included, make changes, make huge strides to make completely different lifestyle choices, and then fall back into the same stuff. And you know what? I'm not here to give you an answer on how to fix that because I don't know it. All I know is that if you can stay consistent, if you can look at the little changes that you're creating, the little differences that you're creating in your life, that's where you're going to understand to make the big changes. That's where you're going to push forward through to make those big changes. Changes are terrifying, you all, and I see it constantly. You see everybody, and it doesn't have to be something like health and wellness. It doesn't have to be something like changing your diet or even like working out or something like that. It could be something like changing personal development, changing the way that you think. I mean, think that's scary. If you change the way you think, is that going to change who you are completely? And if you change who you are completely, are people going to still want to talk to you? But the real questions aren't that. The real questions are the people who won't talk to you when you change worth your time? Are are the things that you're holding on to actually benefiting your life? Or is it just something you're comfortable with? For me personally, one of my most difficult things is alcohol. It's always been, ever since I went to college. When I went to college, I drank every day. And for a long time, I drank every single day. Even here at the video store, I would go and I would drink, and it was not good. But it's something that I did, and it's because I was afraid to make a change. And then about a year and a half ago, I decided I'm done. And I went 2 months without any alcohol. And now I found a good balance. I mean, sometimes I do drink a little more beer than I should in a night. But most of the time, I will just go without. Or I'll just pass it over. Or I'll just drink some diet ginger ale instead. And what it is it's because I saw what happens after I fought through that terrifying change. After I fought through how in the world am I going to deal with all the difficult stuff in my life if I don't have alcohol? Like, how am I going to do that? Like, it was so crazy in my mind. And I was so terrified to even try it because it was so new and so different. But once I did, I proved to myself I'm a completely different person than what I thought I was bound to. I'm a completely different person than I thought I was stuck in that situation. And that's because I fought through that terrifying aspect of change. Yeah, Betty, that's awesome. I'm super proud of you. Congratulations, you guys, on that new bar. And yes, that's what it is. It's scary, but it is exciting. And so when you can fight through that scariness of change and you can find the excitement of change, when you can find that goal, that future, that vision of what happens after you make that change, that's when it gets amazing. That's when it gets really exciting. And if you're not living a little bit scared, if you're not making a little change every day, and then you're wondering why you're upset. You're wondering why you have so much trouble making things happen in your life. You wonder why your bills aren't getting paid. You wonder why you don't feel good. You wonder why you don't want to wake up in the morning. It's because you're not allowing those little changes to happen. It's because you're not allowing yourself to be that little bit scared to make something new, to do something new in your life. But once you do, when you actually feel that fear, and you start to see what happens when you make those changes, everything opens up for you. And by no means do I think that I've gone through all the changes I'm going through. By no means do I think that I'm perfect or an expert at this at all. I just want each one of you to understand that change is such an important constant in your life, that being afraid of it is normal. And trying to not be afraid of change is crazy, because the reality is you always will be. And that's okay. That's what's important. Be afraid of change. Be a little bit scared. If you're not a little bit scared of that change, that's not a big enough change. And you need to reach higher. You need to set your goals a little bit further. You need to put more development into your vision. And then you will see what happens when you get a little scared about change, because it's totally worth it. Thanks you all for watching. Have a good rest of your day.